I am here with Grayson Miller, marketing manager for Landmark 24 Homes. Grayson,
Good to be here.
good to see you.
Good to be here.
Marketing,
Yeah.
just like me.
Yeah.
I don't know how I got into marketing. I don't know how you got into home
Yeah.
building, but there aren't enough people that are focused on really good websites and marketing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good companies that work on it, but there's not enough people in building companies that do that. And I know that's something that you're really passionate about.
Definitely. So in a very convoluted and complicated industry, trying to visualize the product that someone's going to spend a lot of their life and a good chunk of their money on is important. So with Higharc being our solution, we found a way to kind of integrate that into our website and what we believe is a fairly seamless process. We have a dedicated page actually on our website. It's a 3D home visualizer, some brief information, but here is where the meat and the potatoes are. We have a little video portion right here that loops. And then also we have the two different products essentially that Higharc offers, the site maps and the floor plans, both equally opportunistic. One thing Higharc did very well is being flexible with us through and through. We have community-specific floor plans, so having the Avery be specific to 4 different communities was pretty difficult, but with Higharc's help, we were able to have a drop-down menu and interactive buttons for each of these that allows us to get to those destinations, creating, again, a seamless process.
So you've got a separate configurator set up for each of the specific options that you offer in different communities.
Exactly, because with our product, we have 3 different tiers. So some floor plans can kind of bump up based on the community.
Right.
So the Avery, for example, is our Family Plus, but then like our Pinehurst 2 can go to a bunch of different communities. So yeah, we have to be very specific with our options and features per community. And thankfully for Higharc's help, we were able to kind of make that happen. So here, we're in Landmark 24 still. We're on the page and the URL. It's not popping us into a new tab. It's fully embedded. And here we can change our elevations. We have different exterior materials. And this is still, we continue to offer more and more. It's just a work in progress. It's a continuous sort of process. And you can see our garage service door. If we go over to this side, it populates right there. This is my favorite option personally. It's our covered porch. And you can just see that. And a lot of people want those, but being able to see it in person, it's difficult to find a house when you can see it on Higharc in the moment.
Right. The old process was, well, you could go look at that lot down the street, but it's green and it's a garage left.
Yeah.
And they don't have the brick on the front. But other than that.
Exactly. And you're trying to remember this blue I'm not a fan of, so let's go to a different one.
All right, fair.
So, okay, we'll say this one. So you're trying to maybe remember a green that you liked on one spec, and then you're trying to remember the covered porch on the other, and then the side car garage or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It gets a lot for a buyer to kind of remember. Rather, let's go to the model home where we have a station dedicated to Higharc itself with a whole personal computer for them to operate from. And you can kind of see a lot of this in that model home. So in the primary bathroom, for example, we have a standard primary bath, separate tub and shower, or then a shower only primary bath. So you're able to see live what's happening inside the home, and you can kind of dictate your preference as a home buyer. And the hope is, it's harder to convey or sell this option without seeing it. But then when you do see it, option revenues hopefully increase throughout the year from this option alone all the way through our other 28 floor plans that we have available with numerous options applicable to those as well. Yeah, so right here, once home buyers punch in their information, within 24 hours, one of our new home specialists will reach out and we can start that home buying process. They have the information in Higharc. We can push it over to construction, and then our superintendents out there in the field have all the information they need to so they can start process on the home.
Because you've got a one-click downloadable construction doc that has these options built into it.
Exactly. Everything's written out. And then even if you have pricing enabled, it shows it all, calculates it for you, and then you can estimate payments, go talk to our lender, and go from there, basically.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I know another big thing for you guys is the ability to get your renders directly from Higharc without having to go to a third party.
Yeah. So that's another great thing about Higharc. kind of an all-in-one package, so to speak. We not only get the interactive floor plans, but we get our exterior renderings, and you have to have those as a new home construction builder. We're going to get those across all of our floor plans, every elevation, different colors, and what's really cool is the options that they give you, whether you want it to be sunset, sunrise, middle of the day, fencing. You can kind of tailor it towards your community's outlook, really. Yeah.
And these renders are also connected to the home plan, which means they're always accurate.
Yeah,
right?
they're always accurate. And whenever we make an update to an elevation, all we have to do is ask Higharc, hey, can we change the front porch option or something?
Right.
And it'll be done. So
Awesome. So overall, what's it been like to have the Higharc experience embedded on your website? How do you think it's going to help you guys move forward?
I think it's going to completely streamline our sales process, not eliminate, but streamline in the sense where your traditional appointment process for an agent could take upwards of 7 appointments, maybe for some. Sometimes it's 1, but buyers are becoming more and more educated every day. And with this process, they might even have their own lot picked out. They know the lot premium. They just want to get in there and talk to our agent for any red flags, and they're ready to pull the trigger, hopefully. It will streamline a lot of the processes and hopefully make everything so much more transparent, honestly, because it is a very confusing industry. So we always want to be transparent and honest with home buyers. So when they come in, they're prepared, educated, and our agents are there to seal the deal with any final questions, really. Builders should use Higharc for a number of reasons, but I would say the number one is their passion. We're a local private builder that compete against national companies, so we have to be passionate day in and day out. Otherwise, we'll be swallowed up whole by them. And Higharc are one of the few companies, we consider them as partners. We're not clients to them, we consider them partners. And the passion is equal on the other side, and they're flexible, adaptable. I mean, everything we ask from them, they do their best to make sure it happens. And yeah, you can't find that from a lot of other business partners out there, companies, whatever it is. So yeah, the passion, I would say.
Awesome. Grayson, thank you so much for your time,
Yeah,
man. Always
thank
good
you.
to talk to you. Landmark 24 Homes. Check them out. They've got a great website. They've got a great experience. And we're lucky to be a part of that. We're happy to have them. And thanks again. Thanks, man.